If you work hard, pay taxes every paycheck, and still feel financially stuck, here's the uncomfortable truth. You were taught the wrong money game. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. If you've ever felt pressure to look successful instead of actually feeling secure, this message is for you. There's a quiet truth about money almost nobody explains. Some people earn very well and live in constant financial tension, while others look completely ordinary and sleep peacefully every night. The difference isn't intelligence, it isn't luck, it's structure. When you eventually become wealthy, whatever wealthy means in your own life, here's advice that sounds strange at first, but becomes obvious once you understand how money really works. Tell almost no one. It sounds like something a paranoid relative would whisper, but the reality is grounded in psychology, incentives, and long-term financial outcomes. Some of the wealthiest individuals you walk past every day blend in perfectly. They drive reliable older cars. They wear simple clothes. They live lives that look unremarkable on the surface. You would never guess their financial position quietly exceeds what most people will earn in a lifetime. That invisibility isn't an accident. It's a strategy. I've spent years studying money, not just how it's earned, but how it changes people once they start accumulating it. And what consistently destroys wealth isn't bad math or unlucky markets. It's behavior. Specifically, what happens the moment money becomes visible. Because when money becomes visible, it stops being private and starts being negotiated by everyone around you. Before we go further, pause for a second and picture what getting rich looks like in your mind. Is it the luxury car, the big house, the ability to buy without checking prices? That mental image matters because it reveals something important about how you relate to money. Here's where psychology enters the conversation. Most people don't actually want to be wealthy. They want to look wealthy, and that difference determines whether money becomes a tool that buys freedom or a trap that drains it. Behavioral economics research consistently shows humans are driven by social comparison. We measure success relative to others, not in isolation. That creates a dangerous incentive, using money to signal status instead of using it to build security. At a deeper level, many people don't want financial freedom as much as they want recognition. They want others to see that they've made it. That desire isn't immoral, it's human. But once wealth becomes a signal, it attracts expectations, assumptions, and pressure that quietly work against you. There's a concept often called stealth wealth. It simply means accumulating substantial financial resources without advertising them. You live below your means, resist lifestyle inflation, and allow wealth to compound quietly. This isn't deprivation, it's control. Because the fastest way to lose money is to let other people develop expectations around it. The moment people know you have money, your environment changes. Privacy risks increase. Scams become more sophisticated. Opportunists become more attentive. Fraud prevention research shows individuals perceived as wealthy are targeted more frequently, not only by criminals, but by aggressive sales tactics and predatory financial products. But these risks are still minor compared to what happens socially. Relationships shift. Friends don't become bad people overnight, but expectations change. Someone suggests a more expensive restaurant because you can afford it. A family member casually assumes you'll cover a shortfall. New acquaintances appear, and you can't always tell whether they're drawn to you or to what you represent. Over time, that uncertainty erodes trust. Some of the loneliest people in the world are wealthy individuals who can no longer distinguish genuine connection from financial interest. I remember checking my bank account after a raise and realizing something uncomfortable. I felt more stressed than before, not less. That was the moment I understood I wasn't failing at money. I was relying on hope instead of structure, and hope collapses under pressure. Financial strength is not about how much you earn. It's about how much pressure your system can absorb. That realization completely changed how I saw success. This is why many high earners deliberately choose modest lifestyles, not because they lack ambition, but because they understand something most people never learn. Possessions don't need to advertise financial status. Driving a practical car, living in a reasonable home, and dressing normally allows you to interact with others on equal footing. It preserves authenticity. Ask yourself honestly how your relationships would change if everyone knew you had 10 times their net worth. Would dynamics stay the same, or would something subtle shift, even if nobody ever said it out loud? Once wealth becomes visible, another trap appears. the pressure to maintain appearances. One expensive purchase creates a chain reaction. The car demands a certain neighborhood. The neighborhood demands certain social habits. The habits demand ongoing spending. Psychologists call this lifestyle creep, and research shows it accelerates as income rises. Over time, people become imprisoned by the image they created, working harder just to sustain it. Meanwhile, the truly wealthy individual is often doing the opposite. There's an old saying that captures this perfectly. When you're struggling, you cut your own grass. When you reach the middle class, you pay someone else to do it. And when you're truly wealthy, you cut your own grass again. Not because you have to, but because freedom means choosing how you spend your time, not outsourcing your life to signal success. Real wealth isn't loud. It's the ability to live without performing success. Long-term studies on happiness, including decades of research from institutions like Harvard, consistently show life satisfaction correlates far more with relationships, autonomy, and perceived control than with material accumulation. Money removes obstacles, but it doesn't manufacture meaning. One of the most overlooked benefits of keeping wealth private is how clearly it reveals human nature. When people believe you're ordinary, they show you who they really are. You see who is generous without expectation, who complains without entitlement, who offers help without calculation. That insight is priceless. It shapes who you trust, who you partner with, and who belongs in your inner circle. There are practical financial benefits too. When service providers assume you're a typical customer, pricing tends to be more transparent. The moment someone perceives deep pockets, recommendations often become more expensive. Consumer pricing psychology documents this behavior clearly. Flying under the radar protects you from quiet wealth extraction. Money's real purpose isn't to impress others, it's to buy options. It reduces stress, it increases flexibility. It allows you to respond to life instead of reacting to it. None of those benefits require public validation. In fact, they often work better privately. Here's something personal I've come to believe. Wealth itself is relative. For one person, $1 million feels rich. For another, $10 million is the threshold. Wealth depends on context, responsibility, and personal definition. That's exactly why when you feel rich by your own standards, it's often wise to keep that to yourself. It's surprisingly difficult to define someone's true financial position based on what they show. The car may be financed, the phone may be purchased on credit, the clothes may be branded but debt-funded. External signals reveal almost nothing about internal stability. Instead of performing wealth, you can invest in something far more durable: internal strength, knowledge, skill development, financial literacy, building a foundation designed to survive market cycles and life changes. That kind of wealth compounds quietly and protects you when conditions shift. When wealth stays private, experiences become richer. Travel becomes exploration rather than performance. Purchases become about utility rather than validation. You stop chasing approval and start living in alignment. That removes enormous psychological pressure. You're no longer competing in a status race with no finish line. From an investment standpoint, this mindset is powerful. Money not spent on signaling status can be deployed into assets that grow over time. While some finance depreciating luxuries, others quietly invest in appreciating resources. Over decades, the difference compounds dramatically. Financial mathematics has proven this repeatedly. Consistency and time outperform noise. Keeping wealth private also preserves leverage in business and career settings. When others don't assume you're financially insulated, you're evaluated on merit rather than perceived advantage. You negotiate better. You receive fairer terms. Entrepreneurs who avoid broadcasting success often retain strategic flexibility. Family dynamics improve as well. When financial details remain private, generosity becomes intentional rather than obligatory. You help when you choose to, not because others expect it. Sociological research consistently shows money disclosure is a major driver of long-term family conflict. Controlling information reduces friction. There's also an emotional cost to looking wealthy that few people discuss. Maintaining an image requires constant vigilance. It creates performance anxiety. Ironically, the people most impressed by displays of wealth are often those least able to afford them. Meanwhile, those who truly understand money can spot the difference between wealth and spending instantly. Social media has amplified this illusion. Many visible lifestyles are funded by debt, not assets. Opting out of that system isn't deprivation, it's liberation. You stop caring what your car says about you. You stop chasing logos. You choose durability, comfort, and function. Psychology calls this hedonic adaptation. Humans quickly adjust to lifestyle upgrades. The excitement fades, but the cost remains. The person who invests the difference builds satisfaction that lasts. Over time, this creates something far more valuable than status: financial confidence. That confidence is quiet. It's knowing emergencies are manageable, that opportunities are optional, not desperate, that sleep comes easier because obligations are under control, and that confidence spills into every area of life. Financial strength is not about how much you earn. It's about how much pressure your system can absorb. So when you do become wealthy by your own definition, resist the urge to announce it. Let others play the exhausting game of financial theater. Build quietly, live freely. Remember this: prosperity isn't defined by what you own, but by what no longer owns you. The best kind of rich is the kind that buys peace, not attention. If this changed how you see money, comment owner, and I'll break down how normal people can shift from income thinking to asset thinking next. And subscribe if you want calm, honest money education without hype, so you can stop chasing appearances and start building something real. Thanks for watching.